What's up, Matt McKeever's channel? It's Jeff Wybo, and I'm back on his channel taking over again. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me how I even ended up meeting Matt McKeever, and I wanted to go back and talk about a bit of the origin story. A lot of you guys were wondering how he reached out or how I reached out as a realtor and him as a real estate investor. And it's even gonna be good for you guys if you're reaching out to future realtors because you're real estate investors and you wanna know how to approach them. So we're gonna go back and see how Matt did it with me. But first, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Let's get this video spread across Canada, across the United States by you guys hitting the like button right there. And if you haven't subscribed to Matt's channel already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. So my name is Jeff Wybo and I'm a business partner of Matt McKeever. And I have been working very closely with Matt for the last almost 5 years. We can actually pinpoint it pretty close to a date. It all started on a forum called Bigger Pockets, which I was absolutely not even on. Matt was on there doing his Matt thing, typing, teaching you guys all his real estate investment knowledge. And I knew a guy named Sam Sador. Sam Sador was a realtor out of Kitchener, and he actually was an inspiration for my limo tours. Sam was a RAIN member, the Real Estate Investment Network, and so was I. Since I was a RAIN member, I knew Sam. Sam knew I lived in London. He saw this guy named Matt McKeever posting,
"Is there any other real estate investors in London, Ontario?"
Well, here I am with my triplex and my duplex at the time, thinking that I'm the greatest real estate investor in the world, and Sam says,
"You should talk to Jeff Wybo. He's a real estate investor in London, Ontario."
So Matt gave his contact information to Sam, and Sam ended up texting me to email this guy. All right, so who's this Matt McKeever guy? Let's dive into the email that I first sent to him. So remember, at this point, I'd only been a real estate agent for about 3 months. I think I got qualified around November of 2015, and this email was February 4th, 2016. Hi, Matt. I received your email from Sam, said more. His name is Sador. I apparently can't even type, but nothing's changed. You're interested in buying investment property, question mark? Both Sam and I are very knowledgeable on the subject because we own them ourselves. Come on, Matt, that was perfect. Send me a reply back if you want to chat real estate, or text. And then I got my phone number. We won't put that on there because enough people call me. And that was it. That's all I sent to Matt, was that quick introduction there. He kind of already knew from Sam Sador that I was a real estate investor. So now we get the emails of all emails back from Matt McKeever. And how you guys watch his YouTube videos on this channel right here with all the information that he gives you guys is how in 2016 Matt would email. I would get very long emails from Matt, and he would send these to multiple people. To the fact he got fed up that he said, you know what, I'm just gonna start a YouTube channel to blabber all my thoughts to you guys because one email was not a good use of his time. And I'd have to agree. So let's see what I get back. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for following up with me. Yes, I'm interested in purchasing investment properties. Just a quick background on me. I currently have 3 student rentals by Fanshawe, a 4-plex on Central, and am in the process of closing a triplex. Home inspection this weekend. I'm a 30-year-old CPA, and I bought my first investment property in 2010, house by Fanshawe. I'm hoping to scale up and acquire a couple, 2 to 4 more properties this year, early 2017. Brand new real estate agent. I'm like, this guy's gonna be buying so many properties. I'm just gonna get rich off him. He's got all these student rentals and 4-plexes. I'm like, this is awesome. So who is this Matt guy? I quickly jumped over to your website. Oh, great. I have a website? I've only been in there for 3 months. I don't even remember. I'd be interested in hearing further about your current property portfolio and experiences with RAIN, the Real Estate Investment Network. I've heard very strong mixed opinions about them. Well, Matt and I did infiltrate RAIN during one of their events one time and promoted our own event, OREC, and we didn't get kicked out, so thank you, RAIN, but definitely a wealth of knowledge, Real Estate Investment Network, RAIN, especially with Don Campbell. I currently don't have a go-to real estate agent. Matt, interesting. No go-to real estate agent. I'm listening. I wasn't always that salesy, trust me. I didn't even want Matt, I was playing hard to get. Traditionally, I've been drawn more to FSBO properties. Of the properties I bought, 3 were from the MLS and 3 were from Kijiji. But a good deal is a good deal regardless of where it is found. And to this day, that's exactly how Matt even treats today's real estate, and you all know him right now on the channel. He doesn't matter where the deal's found. MLS, off market, doesn't matter. All right, let's get into the beef. So the profile of a property I expect to be targeting is between 150,000 and 350,000. So this is 2016. This was actually still kind of obtainable in London, Ontario, especially the 150s. Now that would be impossible. If I got an email like this today from a Matt McKeever saying he wants a 150 to 350s, I would likely roll my eyes and say, okay, next email, no problem. Good luck out there. I'm gonna just stay on my path. But since it's 2016 and he's likely my only client at the time, I'm like, let's do this. Needing at least some repairs / updating, likely 5,000 to 30,000, and is under rented based on the surrounding area. The property is likely to be older, large house, with at least 5 bedrooms, or has been subdivided into multiple units, or that can easily be done. The neighborhoods I think most commonly meet these criteria are 1. Stanley the Ridgeway, the small area south of the river, east of Warncliffe, north of York / Stanley. 2, the areas directly adjacent to Blackfriars, areas just south / west of here. 3, the fringe of Old North / Woodfield, for example, along Adelaide, or area just south / north of Oxford between Richmond and Adelaide. 4, Old East area south of the tracks between Adelaide and Quebec and north of Dundas. 5, Soho areas south of Horton, north of the river, and west of Adelaide. As a brand new agent, I'm taking that in. He apparently knows exactly where he wants to be, but it's still quite a lot of different spots. It wasn't like he was narrowed down into one area, trying to become the subject matter expert around our college in London, Ontario, Fanshawe College. No, he had all these different places around the city that he thought were gonna be up and coming, and he wanted to go for it. Though, I'm open to suggestions on opportunities, areas you think I'm overlooking. Also, if you have any experience with building / adding additions to properties, that's an area / field I'd be interested in learning about, as it's an area I have no experience with, but would love to learn more about. And to this day, Matt has done a few additions, so he's picked that knowledge up. My connections would have been through my contractors at the time, passing it on to Matt. If you're free to meet up sometime over the next week or two and interested in doing so, let me know and we can maybe grab a cup of coffee or a beer. A beer? Ooh, Matt McKeever having a beer in 2016. Fake news. Or if there's any properties you currently think are particularly interesting, we could go walk through a couple. Thanks, Matt. And he left his phone number. So from there, I believe I phoned Matt McKeever, so there's no more email chain to cover. But what I did was talk to him about what I owned and my experiences currently as a landlord was back then, and that I was a new agent. And under my suggestion, we ended up meeting at the London Club to meet for a beer because I thought I'd be impressing this Matt McKeever. And it turned out he was just a regular guy and very down to earth and very calculated, and he listened to me, I listened to him. And basically from there, we just decided to go and look at a bunch of properties. And that's where Matt gets into looking at 100 properties on the MLS. Then he narrows it down to about 10, and we offer on about 3. And if you haven't seen his Burring Elias series, that is one of the very first properties I got for Matt McKeever. And you can see how he bird that. So hopefully Peter's linking that above here for the Burr Elias series, because that brings us back to how this all began. So fast forward, Matt McKeever and I had put on the Ontario Real Estate Conference 2018 and 2019. Also, we put on the Vegas Entrepreneurial Event where we rented out an entire hotel in Las Vegas to invite entrepreneurs to learn all about YouTube, e-commerce, real estate. And one of the things you can see from the email was patience between the both of us. We both went and looked at many properties. Myself didn't get a lot of commission, but I just knew there was something with Matt McKeever. Stick around with this guy. One day he's gonna have a giant cash flow tribe you can all join. And if you are new here, subscribe to this channel because you're gonna wanna see where Matt's journey goes. And if I could ask for one favor from you guys too, if you get over and subscribe to my channel, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So if you've never been over to my channel, please get down into the link in the description and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I post there every single day at Jeff Wybo. So if you want to be part of the action, get over and follow me there. And without further ado, guys, we'll see you guys on Matt McKeever's next video. Bye.